So to demonstrate this IAM role, I'm going to create a instance. I'm going to launch a Linux instance. Okay. So then let's see how this role will work. So now I'm going to create a Linux virtual machine. Then I will establish a communication between this EC2 machine to the S3 bucket. So basically IAM role, which we have discussed earlier, it will establish a communication between two machines. So it will be a identity of the server or machine, not the user. Okay. So let me just create it. So I'm just accepting this default Linux one. And AMI also, I'm just going to use this default Linux. And you must check this is free tier eligible or not. It is okay. Yeah, and key pair I'm going to map the existing one which I have already created earlier. So Linux key pair. And yeah, done. Let's launch the instance. Meanwhile, I'll just open the putty. You can use either putty or MobaXterm, anything is fine. Existing sessions. Okay, so I'm just exporting that key pair now. Linux key pair. And we have to give the IP address, right? So my instance is created now. Let's see if it is running or not. If it is running, then we need to copy that public IP address as we have seen earlier. So it is still loading. Yeah, it is running. Now let me copy this public IP address. Let's go back to putty. I have opened two terminals. Let me check. So I'm pasting this public IP address here. Let me just check if the file is available. Yeah, now open. Accept. So for Linux, default one is EC2-user. Okay, now it is authenticated. Now let's go to sudo user, super user. Right. So now I want to access S3, Amazon S3 resource, Amazon S3 service through this virtual machine to upload some files or to download the existing files, and the reason whatever it may be, my requirement is to communicate to the S3 bucket, S3 service. We have not discussed S3 bucket yet, so just ignore that for now. Just assume that EC is one service, S3 is another service available in AWS. So now we need to establish a communication between these two. So now my EC2 service want to connect to S3 service. Okay, to see that S3 service, we have a command here in AWS CLI. It is AWS S3 LS. What it will do, it will connect to the AWS, it will connect to the S3 bucket or S3 service. LS means list. It will list out the files what are there in the S3 bucket. So within my Linux EC2 server, I am trying to access the S3 bucket now. See, unable to locate the credentials. You can configure credentials by running AWS configure. But now we are not going to configure our credentials. We are going to create a role. Okay. So to do that, let's go to our IAM service here inside your root account, because I have created this EC2 instance in my root account only. So I'm going to create a role now instead of user. Okay. So let me create a role. You just click on create role and AWS service or use case. You can select EC2 here because I want to create a role for EC2. It should accept the S3. Okay, so yeah, let's go next. Now you have to add the permissions. So now I am creating a role for my EC2 machine, EC2 server. Okay. Now I have to add the permission in order to access that S3 bucket. Okay. So now I am just giving S3 full access for this role. Okay. Yeah. You can observe that it is a assume role here. We will discuss later what is assume role and all. So it will be allowing ec2.amazonservice.com. So service for this ec2 service only this role will be applicable, and it can access the s3 full access which we have given that permission here. Okay, role name I missed out. Sorry. Um, ec2 s3 role. Okay. So yeah, let's click on create role. Now my role is created. Right now let's execute the same command. Let's see if this error went out or not. Okay. So still we are getting this error because we have just created the role. We are not mapped. I mean, we have not mapped this role to our EC2 server. Right, we have just created a role in generic by using IAM service. We have created this role, that is fine, but we have not associated this role to our EC2 server. Now we are trying to access this S3 bucket inside the EC2 server, inside this Linux machine, right? So only creation does not help. We need to map this role to our EC2 machine. So let's go back to our EC2. Let's go to our instance. Okay, let's open this, and in the actions go to security, yeah, modify IAM role. Okay, so here you can select the role which you have created. We have created this EC2 S3 role. Now you can select this and update IAM role. Now we have updated this server. Now let's go back to our putty and let's type the same command and see. Access denied. Okay. Now we have a different error. Unable to access credential error is not coming now. An error occurred when calling the list bucket operations. Access denied, it shows. We have given S3 full access, but I'm not sure why this error is coming. We can do one thing. We can add the same permission to the role, and let's see how it will help. Okay. So go to IAM and go to the roles. We have, this is our own role. You can edit this permission. Maximum session duration. See, you can select this duration also. After this 1 hour, this role also will not work. Okay. And the add permissions, attach policy. I have given full, but let's see if there is any specific S3 outputs, read-only access. Full access means ideally you should allow access all buckets and all. I'm just checking what happened. Access. Action data sync. You can see the actions, what are available actions here. List outposts. Let me see what are the actions available in full access. Maybe let me just here, yeah, object s3 star means it will you should allow all the access. Here in the trusted relationship, you can see this is the assume role for this EC2 instance. Okay. So but add permissions policy. I have already given S3 full access, but I'm just adding all the S3 related accesses. This is not the right way, but I'm just checking. Okay. So now I have edited that role. Let's see. Now the error gone. So yeah, the thing is, maybe that list bucket. I mean the list buckets action, because here what we have, this particular command AWS S3 ls means list the files or list the buckets inside this S3. So that permission is not there in this full access, it seems. So when I have added all the other access, it is coming fine. But the thing is, like, you need to add the permissions like this for this role. Okay. So now the error gone, but we have not seen anything here, right? um, why? Because there are no buckets available in the S3. So to do that, let me create any sample bucket, but you can ignore this for now because we have not discussed this S3 topic yet. You may not aware of this. Okay. So I'm just creating a bucket, test bucket. Okay, I'm just ignoring everything, as just this is for practice purpose. The same already exists. Okay, you need to give some unique name. Why it is showing test bucket is already exist means this is the common AWS account, and this is the root account, right? In this, this is a region specific. So in this region, if you, some other one give the same bucket name, it will not allow you. That should be unique. So I'm just give clear. Even though if you have not created in your root account with the same name, it will show this complaint because it is a region specific one. So in this region, if someone create with the same name, that will not allow you to create with the same name. You have to give some unique name. Okay. So now let's see. Let's list out this. Yeah, it should now it is showing the list bucket name. So how many buckets are there available in the S3? It will show you the list. So as of now we have created only one bucket now, so it shows it. So the communication is established between this EC2 machine to S3. So that is what I want to show you for this IAM role demo. I hope you understand how to create a role and how to establish a communication between these two. Okay. So I'm going to delete this bucket for now. To delete it, you have to provide the same name, because I just wanted to avoid accidental billing. It won't bill until unless you are not going to, I mean, until unless you use this S3 with some storage files and all. But just for the safe side, I am removing everything which I have created. Okay, now I am going to remove that role also. You can just follow this video and create the role. Okay, I am going to create the role which I have created right now. So now I think you got how to create a role and how to use it. So this is different from the user, because user is the identification for the human, the real user, but role is the identification for the service or any server or anything if they want to connect with any other service. Okay, that is the main difference you need to just keep in mind. That's it. And another one we want to discuss as part of IAM. This is the part 2 video. No? In our part 1 video, we have already seen how to create users, user groups and policy. And this video, we have seen how to create the role and all. Now, to understand little better, I mean, some other few topics are there to understand. That is nothing but password policy. So, we have created the user earlier. Okay. Let me just open that user. So we have created the user earlier. So how we can make sure that this particular user should change their password, and then they need to provide a strong password, and how we can make that, like in general also, if you are using any other account, you will get a reminder like your password is about to expire, you need to change that password. And while creating a new password, it should show like you need to give the strong password with some conditions, like it should have one uppercase letter, it should have one small letter, it should have some special characters and some numbers, like that. Those password validation conditions also you will get. And while entering the new password also, you should not use last three passwords or last two passwords, it will not allow, to provide more security, right? So how we can add those things in IAM users? Okay, to do that we have password policies. Let me search for it. This user. You can actually create this multi-factor authentication also, you can enable. That is also one more layer of security you can provide with for your IAM users. That is also we can see later. And now I want to show you somewhere we can find password policies. Okay, I'm just searching for that. Just give me 1 minute. Account settings, yeah, in the account settings you can see this password policy. So now you can enable this password policy for your IAM users, but this is a global setting, so we need to do it with the root user account only. So once you enable this password policy, that will be applicable to the all IAM users. With this root account, if you create 10 or 20 IAM users, this password policy will be applicable to the all users. Okay, so let's see this. So let's click, I mean I have just clicked on edit, and here uh, IAM default password thing is like this, one uppercase lowercase numbers. This is the never expired password, must not be identical to your AWS account name or email. These are all the conditions provided by default with the IAM default password policy. Now if you want to create your custom policy, you need to go to custom policy. So here you can configure all these things. See, password minimum length, by default it is 8. If you want your IAM users password minimum length should be 12 characters, you can mention here. So minimum 12 characters it will allow. Then password strength, to make the IAM users password more secure or more strength or more unpredictable by hackers or someone. So you can select these conditions, like see, required at least one uppercase letter, okay, require at least one lowercase letter, require at least one number, require at least one non-alpha numeric character, like special characters, like this you can select these conditions. And other requirements, turn on password expiration. So you can set the password expiration, like if you want your users should change their password after 1 month, every month, you can mention 30 days here. So your IAM user password will be expired every 30 days. So you will get some notification, like that IAM user will get some notification before 3 or 4 days, like your password is about to expire, please change, like that. So you can have this expiration. And password expiration requires administrator reset. It means you as a root user you want to reset the password. That is a hectic one. If you have 500 users, you have to reset this password for all the 500 user as a root user. That is the little headache, time taking, so we should not use that. If you want, you can use it as well. So allow users to change their own password, yes, okay, they allow you, see, after 30 days it will expire na. So before that 30 days, on or before like this 30 days, they should change the password. So I have given access to the users itself to change their password, instead of instead of as a root user, instead of I'm doing the change, I'm allowing users to change their own password. And prevent password reuse. Prevent password reuse means this is the one which I have spoken about. This, like, remember 3 passwords or 1 password. If you press 2 here, remember 2 passwords. So if user want to change their password for the third time, they should not use the last 2 passwords. They should give the new password. if they by mistake if they have given last two passwords, it will not allow to change like that. You can usually it will be last three passwords in general in all the most of the organizations, but you can configure it as you want as per your requirement. So once you click on save changes, this will be applicable to the all IAM users, right? So I have not I'm not clicking on save changes because I don't want to do all these things for all the IAM users for my practice purpose. So uh, you can configure this as you want. You can click on save changes. This will be applicable, and this is the global one, so it will be applicable to all IAM users by default. Right? I hope you got the point how you can do this password policy. All right. Apart from that, we have to discuss one more thing, which is security token service. Okay, so instead of getting username and password in this by using this security token service credentials, you will get the access token and secure token. So STSC is used to create and provide trusted users with temporary security credentials that can control access to your AWS resources. So it will be temporary one. If you any program want to contact to, I mean, if any program or any other third party one want to connect to any EC2 service, you will give some temporary credentials just like access key or secure key. They will connect with that access key and secure key instead of using the username and password. So you can set up this to do that. Okay. Yeah. So global endpoint valid only in AWS regions enabled by default. You can set up this, but let's see this to set up this later. How we can do this? Okay, we will check this later. But just keep this in mind. We have a service like security token service to generate this access key and access token. Right. So I hope you got this point, and you got how to create the rule and policies and you can enable the MFA also for your users. You can go to dashboard. See, MFA means multi-factor authentication. Even though if your IAM user or root user username and password is compromised, it means by mistake if this IAM user username password if you know, you can able to log in, right? You can log in and you can do whatever you want in the AWS account. So to avoid that, we can provide the additional layer of security. MFA means multi-factor authentication. If you are already aware of any net banking, right? So any like this SBI or ICICI or HDFC, any other net banking, if you want to log in, once you enter your username and password, it will again ask you to enter the OTP. It will send a OTP to you. Only once you enter that OTP, then only it will allow you to log in into your account. It will show you your account details and all. Right. So why they provide additional layer of security means if someone know that internet banking username and password, they can log in and they can do whatever they want. They can transfer the money to their own account and all. They can hack it, right? So to avoid that, additional layer of security, right? So once you enter the username and password, first level of security is done. So second level, it will send a OTP for your mobile number. You should enter that OTP and then click on login. Then two security methods are applied. Then your system can trust that this is the actual user to log in into this account, something like that. So add MFA for root user, enable multi-factor authentication to improve security. You can enable this MFA multi-factor authentication to all your IAM users as well. I will just show you how to do this for this root user, and you can follow the same for the IAM user as well. So what this MFA will do na, you will have one authenticated app. You have to install one app in your mobile. There are multiple methods through authenticator app or security key or hardware TOTP token, RSA token. You maybe in some organizations you will see RSA token. So we have three methods to configure this. First one is authenticator app. So in your mobile from Play Store, you have to download an app like Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator or some other company organization specific authenticators also there. So you need to download that application, download that app from your Play Store from your mobile. Okay, then once you select this, it will show you one QR code. You have to scan that QR code by using your mobile within that app. Then it will be connected. Your mobile and your AWS account will be connected to one another. Then your mobile application will start generating codes, OTPs kind of stuff. Instead of getting OTP to your mobile number, this once you open this app will display some number, some 6 digits number. Okay, so whenever you want to log in into your account, root account or IAM account, you need to enter the username and password. Then in the next step it will ask you for the MFA code. So if you set up this, what you need to do, you need to open that app. By the time, because that 6 digit OTP in this mobile authenticator app will be expired for every 60 seconds. Okay, so within 1 minute it will change. If you want to log in another second minute, you need to enter the new code. Okay, if once you log in, you can continue with the same session. But why it is more secure means, even though if someone got to know that authenticator app code, they will not able to log in the next minute, because that OTP will expire only within 1 minute. So that is the process. Security key means authenticate using a code generated by touching a UB key or other supported FIDO security key. Okay, some other RSA token kind of it will look like just like a pen drive, just like a pen drive kind of device. You will get it from your client or your organization. That that device or that pen drive will display that codes for you. So you need to enter that code. If you have, your organization is going with security key, you will get that device and you can enter the numbers displayed on the device while logging into this account. And another one is hardware TOTP token. This is also just similar to this one, authenticated using a code displayed on the hardware time-based one-time password token. These both are little similar, only small difference is there. Even I am not sure the complete difference between these two, because we have not used it in our organization. We are using the authenticator app only. In general, most of the organizations are using authenticator app, because we may lost this security key or pen drive kind of that device, but we will not lose, most probably will not lose our mobile, right? Even though if you even though if you lose your mobile also, you can set up this MFA again with the new mobile. That is also easy for you to do that. But these kind of devices, you need to get it from your client. It will take some time, right? So that is the reason. So uh, most of the time we need to use authenticator app. So you can give your device name. Okay, I'm just giving that. You need to select the authenticator app. You can click select next, and see here one QR code will be visible for you. You can download any of the compatible app. A virtual MFA device is an application running on your device. So in my mobile, actually currently I am having install a compatible application such as Google Authenticator, Geo Mobile or Athi app on your mobile device or computer. You can see the list of complete compatible applications here. So you can download any of this application from your store to your mobile. But in my case, I am already using Microsoft Authenticator for my office purpose, and I have used Geo Mobile also last time for my previous project. So I don't want to use the same applications. Okay, so maybe we can try with this Google Authenticator or this Twilio or the Authenticator. Okay, so for now, I'm going to download this Google Authenticator and see, or else you can do it actually. Yeah, but I have already using one authenticator app for my official purpose, for my office thing, for this Microsoft Authenticator. So my mobile is not allowing me to install another authenticator and check it for this. So what you can do, you can practice it. I mean, you can download Google Authenticator or any other thing. The next steps are very easy for you. Once you download and install in your mobile, you need to scan this QR code with your mobile by using that app. Once you scan this, it will link your account to your mobile app, your root account, username, password, or it is connected to your mobile. You can see that. Then it will display codes for you, virtual app codes. like OTP kind of 6 digits code, it will display for you. You have to enter first code now, then you have to wait 30 seconds or 60 seconds, then another code will generate for you, two OTPs. Okay, so the second number you have to enter here, second time which you have seen the second code. So first code maybe for example 12345, you need to enter 12345, then after 30 seconds it will generate another code, then you need to enter that another code, then you can click on add MFA. Okay, then your MFA is added for your root account. So next time onwards when you are logging with logging in your root account in this AWS, once you enter the username and password, it will ask you for the once you click on next, it will ask you MFA code, like this box it will ask you. So by that time you have to open the tab, and whatever the numbers displayed by that time, you need to enter that numbers here and then click on login. Okay, then it will allow you to log in and it will show you your which one AWS screen. Okay, so to avoid some confusion or to avoid some these security reasons, I am not installing it in my mobile right now because I'm using another authenticator app for my official purpose. So you can do it, and if you have any doubts you can ask me in the comment section below. I can help you to set up these things. Okay, so I hope you got idea how to use this. So that is about IAM for now. So let's continue with our next topic from next videos onwards. So if you are visiting our channel for the first time, please subscribe and share, like our videos. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Okay, thank you.